used in Tambour embroidery, the chain stitch. And I've anchored my thread off here to the side, but you can check the website for other ways to start your thread. And I'm going to be stitching from left to right. So the knob on my tambour hook and the opening are facing down the line in the direction that I'll be stitching. When you enter the fabric with the tambour hook, you always want to go straight up and down vertically. Don't go in at an angle or out at an angle because you'll snag the fabric. So go straight down into the fabric to take your first stitch. Take the thread from the back all the way around the needle and then turn the needle backwards so that it's facing now in the opposite direction, and the knob will show you where it's going. Pull through and exert a little pressure on the back of the hook. The thread's going to catch in the hook, and as you pull through, ease up on the tension of the thread so that you can move forward for your next stitch. So straight down into the fabric, take the thread all the way around in a complete circle, turn the hook backwards, catch the thread on the hook, pull straight up and through, ease up the tension, and move forward, turning the hook back down the line. So the thread goes all the way around, and then you turn the hook, pull up and catch the thread, and you can really feel the thread catch in the hook. So you want to make sure you feel that. Exert a little pressure on the back of the hook as you pull through, ease up the tension, turn the hook forward down your line, and then back down into the fabric for the next stitch. So here we are, pulling through. There's the thread catching, comes up through the stitch, and then you turn forward for the next stitch. Now we're going to zoom in a little bit and slow the film down so that you can really see the stitch in the works. So the needle is pointing and the needle and the knob pointing down the line. I'm taking the thread all the way around from the back in a complete circle. And now I'm turning the hook backwards so the knob is pointing in the opposite direction and pulling, and you can see the thread catch in the hook. Exert a little pressure on the back of the hook so that it's easy to pull the hook through the fabric. Ease up the tension on the thread as you pull the stitch through the fabric. Turn the hook back forward so that it points down the line in the direction you're stitching. And then move forward and down into the fabric for the next stitch. And then the thread comes all the way around the hook from the back in a complete circle. The hook turns so it's facing the opposite direction, pulls up, catches the thread, and pulls it straight through the stitch. Ease up the tension on the thread and move forward for the next stitch. You can see then that with a little bit of practice, you can pick up speed and accuracy with the tambour hook, and you can create the chain stitch a lot faster and cover a lot more area in a lot less time with the tambour hook. So that's tambour embroidery.